Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films, back again with Breaking Bad. Last time on Breaking Bad, we started off the 4th season with Box Cutter. Continuing on where season 3 left off, Jesse killed Gale. Jesse and Walt were being held in the lab by Mike and Victor, and then Victor was trying to do the cooking himself so that they could go ahead and kill Walt and Jesse. Meanwhile, Skyler was looking for Walt because he was obviously gone and his car was in their driveway. Saul hired a security guard and is ready to leave the country at a moment's notice. Hank is buying minerals and is still pissed. And then, on to the important stuff. I was just trying to get everything done before I got to the important part, which was Gus came in, killed Victor, and then he was like, okay, back to work. And it's basically a don't fuck with me. And Jesse understood it. Jesse was like, all right, well, now we're all on the same page now. Where it's, okay, I'm not killing you, but you're gonna wish that I did. So, yeah. Things are still tense, but we've kind of gotten over a major moment, basically. So I'm very curious to see where we are going now. And that's pretty much it, so we might as well get right into this episode of Breaking Bad. Here we go.
Basically, any lawman worth his salt's going to spot that, yeah. Assuming that's a deal breaker?
Yes, it's a deal breaker.
So,
well, if stealth is...
He wants to carry a gun now.
You'd best go with something more compact.
Can't do any concealed carry.
38 special.
If you can't get it done with 5, then you're into spray and pray,
In which case,
So-
I wouldn't count on another 6 closing the deal.
Yeah.
Either way, you're going to want to practice your draw.
Yeah.
A lot.
Huh.
because if you're all fingers, well, could be him keeping a piece instead of you. Catch my drift?
Yeah. Jesus, that is a precaution.
What's this? It's for defense.
Can't get the law involved.
Defense.
If you say so, man.
I'll take it.
Oh, man. I get it. Here's the thing. I guess technically Gus will have reason to kill him once the contract is up. But they're kind of on a year-long contract now. Mike, you alright? Is Victor affecting him? Meanwhile... Jesse's actually doing alright now. Oh, no.
Thanks, man, but 12 steps and all that. Seriously?
You put them in rehab, you dumbass. Badger?
Maybe just a little bump.
I don't know if that's how it works, Badge.
Left for dead, yo.
Duh!
The way them bitches get all cranial when you cap them in the head, it's like, booyah!
Well, so much for that.
on, man. Inspiring our brother to kick some
Jesse.
zombie ass.
Trying
Yeah.
to eat your brain, bro. A dude don't need no more motivation.
At the end of Half Measures, he did. I didn't really talk about it, but he did get high again.
asking if maybe you want...
Last I counted, Marie, there are 4 bedrooms in this house.
Ah, damn. Come on, man.
No, I mean, if I'm keeping you awake and all.
I mean, she does have a mask. That light shouldn't bother her, technically. But...
second order of business is the car wash. It's time to take the next step here. We need to look into buying this car wash.
he lost one of the bullets.
Skyler, you just left recorded proof of our intention to buy a car wash. Now, do you think that was wise?
Proof of our what? What are you talking about?
She doesn't understand phones.
Get everybody some breakfast, stock up on liquor while you're at it.
Everyone.
Keep this party going. I mean it, yo. I mean, I want this place kicking harder than a sensei when I get back.
Really?
All right. Got it, bro.
You could let everyone go home.
Give it a second wave, if you would, please.
New policy.
What?
Double check.
Where's Gus?
Why?
Because I would like to speak with him.
You probably shouldn't.
Walter, you're never gonna see him again.
Ooh. That makes sense. Won't have to deal with... He didn't have to deal with them anymore. Makes sense.
All right, buddy. That's what I call kicking some ass.
Oh, that was awesome, babe!
Hells yeah!
Very nice.
Hey! He is happy.
Did you work up an appetite? I'm sure that you did. Listen, I was thinking about cooking tonight. So
Marie. Get out.
That's a face he puts on. Damn. Poor Marie. I've been waiting for a moment where Hank will, like, explode, but we haven't gotten there.
After Tomas was murdered, 2 dudes from the block, couple bangers he used to hang with, get run over. One of them shot in the head. Same night, I get this in my mailbox.
Money? Jesse gave her a lot of money.
Whatever it is you had to do with my brother's killers, I don't want to know.
He didn't kill them.
You gotta tell me one thing.
If that makes you feel better.
Is someone gonna come looking for this?
Nah.
It's his money. That's the money he earned, so...
What exactly am I supposed to do with this?
That's up to you.
Get you and Brock out of that shithole in the neighborhood. Or you can go out and spin it on glass and I'd have no way of stopping you. But I gotta believe you won't do that.
He went to Gus's house. Why? Why can't you leave well enough alone? I bet that's Mike.
Go home, Walter.
Yeah, where is he? Woo!
the rocks, Hank.
No, they're minerals. Jesus, Marie, I got some geodes coming that are very delicate, all right? And I will not accept any boxes that have damage. Those delivery jagoffs, I'm telling you, I'm not getting ass raped by those bastards.
You know what?
right?
She's gonna blow up at him, and now I'm ready for it.
I have worked 30 years on building this business from nothing. With my own hands. And my own sweat and blood.
I can appreciate that, truly. So, giving me a total estimated value of $829,000, on top of which I generously added an extra $50,000, so as not to be insulting.
Wow.
$20 million.
That's not how negotiating works.
Okay, Mr. Willenitz,
This is the price for Walter White. He broke my air fresheners. He cursed at me and grabbed himself. And now he wants to buy my car wash. But he's not man enough to come in here and face me himself. Instead, he sends his woman.
Excuse me?
Walter White wants to buy my car wash. The price he pays is $20 million. Now, please leave.
She'll be back. She is going to do this herself, and you know what? Good for her.
I feel like I need to explain myself.
Do you?
Some actions that I appreciate that when you were going to kill me, you were simply following orders. I get that completely.
Mm-hmm.
And I harbor no ill will.
Mm-hmm.
There's a load off my mind.
Yeah.
I cannot be alone in feeling this way. Not after what happened to Victor.
So, what's with the piece? Right hip inside your waistband?
He
The
noticed.
other day at the lab.
Yeah.
He cuts a man's throat just to send a message.
You won, Walter. You got the job. Do yourself a favor and learn to take yes for an answer.
Yeah, I got the job.
That's hilarious.
But for how long?
Take yes for an answer. That's a great line.
Get me in a room with him, and I'll do the rest.
You done?
He wants to kill Gus.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh. How's that for a message?
Thanks for the drink.
You sticking, or do I gotta flip you over and check you for a sliz?
Bro, I'm kind of pushing flowers here, yo. I ain't proud of it. It's God's honest truth. Hell, brother, you know we got mad love for you.
At some point, the party has to end. You know, I don't think that's good for you, man. Yeesh. Ah, shit, that's the end. Alrighty, that's episode 2 of season 4. Man, you know, I mean, we already knew last episode that, you know, Walt was not coming out of this experience well, but I honestly thought Jesse was gonna do alright, but nope. Nope. I mean, they're both basically trying to... I guess they're both doing something about the stress of their job now, you know? The stress of what they went through and what their job is now, you know? And for Walt, he's trying to eliminate the problem. He's trying to kill Gus. Meanwhile, Jesse is just trying to bury it in his free time, you know? Jesse's trying to bury it, which is not really working. Oh, boy. This was definitely an interesting episode because I would almost say that this is sort of a transition episode, I feel like, between the plot of, you know, the end of last season and last episode to now the transition to what we're going to be doing next, you know? I feel like next episode we could start on something new, I guess. Now that Walt and Jesse have sort of come to terms, well, and not even, I guess, like they haven't fully come to terms with like what's happened. Excuse me. Like they haven't fully come to terms with it, you know? But I feel like we can now move forward with this, you know? Into something. I don't know what, because, you know, we can't just have, you know, the rest of these, you know, final 2 seasons be, oh, well, Walt and Jesse, they're just cooking and that's it. Like, something's gonna happen, you know? Or the whole thing of, oh, well, you'll never see Gus again. You know, it's like, I'm pretty sure he's still in the credits. I'm pretty sure he's still a main actor. So, I have a suspicion that we are going to see Gus again at some point. So, yeah. We can go ahead and hop into the notes on this one. The first thing I wrote down is the gun. So that was interesting, you know, Walt's defending himself. You know, he's ready. Granted, I think, you know, with the conversation with Mike at the end, I think it is honestly more that he wanted to have a gun hidden under the radar, not just to defend himself, but so that he could kill Gus, you know? Which, now, correct me if I'm wrong. We are saying that, right? We are saying that Walt wanted to kill Gus, you know? We are saying that, right? Maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm reading into it, but no, I think that's pretty obvious, you know? Because Walt even says at the end, you know, get me in a room with him, and I'll take care of the rest. It's like, yeah, it's not that, oh, he wants to clear the air. He wants to kill Gus, you know? But you can't do that. You can't just kill the boss. Like, what do you do after that? Who the hell are you cooking for at that point, you know? So, that was interesting, you know. I guess sort of the desperation, you know, a desperate, foolhardy plan to try to resolve the situation. Even though, honestly, I don't know. Like, I almost feel like it is resolved. It's resolved for Gus. Now, granted, you know, Walt brings up a good point that, you know, like, okay, he didn't kill us, but how long are we going to be working for him now? You know? You know, the whole plan was for Walt to, you know, cook until he died of his cancer. They haven't talked about his cancer in a good while. And that's the thing, is that now, you know, yeah, he has a contract. The two of them have a contract with Gus that they will be working for about a year, but how much longer is that? And then Gus, you know, once he's done with them, he might just have them killed. Maybe that's what we could be leading to this season. Like, wouldn't that be interesting if that was like the season finale, you know? Like, if that was the season finale, was Gus trying to kill them because he's done with them. Maybe. I don't know. But then where do you go from there, you know? So yeah. Okay, so I wrote down Jesse and drugs. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did he ever take any drugs? Because, and this is something I sort of glossed over in season 3, episode 12, but it is something important, is that Jesse did take drugs before he attempted to kill the 2 dealers, you know? So, so that's the thing, you know, he did take those drugs before that happened. So he broke his sobriety, which he had been successful over, you know? He had been successful, you know, after rehab. He was not using ever again. But then he did. Now, the real question is, in this episode, did he actually take any drugs? And quite frankly, I don't know. They don't actually show it, you know? I'm going to look back. I mean, he does have 3 lines there. And they try to ease back from it cuz you know, they're in the support group. But he does get 3 lines ready there.
Dead, yo. The way them bitches get all cranial when you cap them in the head, it's like, booyah!
Yeah, and then both of them do it.
Man, Resident Evil 4 takes it by a long shot.
Oh, please, brother, you front.
No, man, seriously. That chick, the one you gotta rescue, she's smoking, bro. And then you're like the last...
Yeah, he does.
So how can you not be dipping into that? Talk about inspiring a brother.
He does, okay. I couldn't fully remember, but he definitely does, so... Jesse, now it's the only time we see that, but Jesse is fully breaking his sobriety, and he is using again, which sucks, but yeah, so that really sucks. That really sucks that he is using again, but I can imagine that he's doing it to try to, you know, to try to keep his mind off of, work, basically. But I like that this is not affecting his work at all. Like, he's still showing up on time and they're doing their work and everything. So I do like that, you know? It's not affecting his work. And I like, you know, when it's like all these people are passed out in his house and then he just goes and wakes up Badger and Skinny Pete and like, hey, I'm going to work, clean up, you know? But we also had the party that never ended. You know, he's trying again. I think he's trying to escape, basically. When he's not at work, he's trying to escape work as best he can. And for him, that means a party, which, you know, at the very least, it's not as destructive as what Walt is doing. So there's that. We got the new Victor. That was pretty interesting. The new guy that came in. And now they have a new policy where the new Victor will have to reweigh every box of meth just to make sure. So it makes sense. Hank and Marie, you know what? I'm waiting for Marie to blow up at Hank now. You know, kind of the past 2 episodes now, I've been waiting for Hank to go off on her, you know, for everything. But you know what? It's not just, you know, after all for all the shit she's doing for him, which also involves cleaning his literal shit bowls, you know, and doing all this and taking care of him. You know, it's like, you know what? I'm kind of waiting for her to blow up at him, especially with all these fucking rocks, you know? Or minerals, whatever the hell. I don't care. So, I mean, the most he can... That's the thing, too, is the most he can do is just yell at her, you know? She can easily outrun him, so keep a distance, all he can do is yell. Unless he starts throwing his damn rocks. Which, that's the thing, it's like, okay, they haven't explained, you know, like, he hasn't explained why he's buying all this shit, you know? It's like, well, is it something so that he can feel better? Was this a hobby? I wonder if this was a hobby before the accident. Or before the incident, I mean. I wonder if that was like a hobby of his that they kind of like quietly put in the background of the entire show until now when it's like, oh yeah, now it's just all over the place. Because this is Hank trying to get out. This is Hank trying to escape from, you know, therapy and stuff. Is he gets all these fucking rocks. So everyone's trying to escape. Everyone's trying to escape their stress. So I wrote down Andrea. So that was interesting that Jesse actually gave her a chunk of money and did say, it's like, hey, you know, you could go get a bunch of meth with this, or you could get out of that shithole of a neighborhood. And it's like, okay, so he is trying to help, you know? He is concerned about her, so I like that. You know, and he doesn't want her to be taking drugs anymore. So that's at least good. That was a really good scene. We had Mike. Okay, so I can't tell. I don't think there's anything like wrong with Mike health-wise, you know, because they showed the blood, and I'm pretty sure that's just Victor's blood, you know. And I think Victor's death is actually affecting him, but not in a way where he would turn on Gus, you know. I mean, I guess if anything, you know, Gus killing Victor like that is kind of like, you know, when Tuco killed the one guy at the end of season 1, you know? It is sort of like that. It's like, okay, we have saddled ourselves with a psychopath, you know? You know, he cut someone's neck just as a message. Like, well, shit, you know? That's insane. So, I guess it is sort of like that. And I do think that is affecting Mike. But he is still willing to work for him, you know? But yeah. And the one time that he was, like, coughing, you know, at first I was like, oh, is there something wrong with him? And it's like, well, he's drinking. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he just had a cough. It happens. But yeah, so I think Victor's death is affecting him. So it'll be interesting to see how that progresses, I guess. And yeah, so Walt wants to kill Gus, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, which I don't know. Like, I guess you can understand why he wants to do it, but at the same time, it's like, dude, just put your head down, do your work, shut the fuck up, and just go with it, you know? You are in no position right now to do anything. So, I don't know. It's so crazy. And I guess the only other thing I didn't write down was Skyler going to Too Many Eyebrows, the eyebrows that don't quit, and tried to buy the car wash without Walt, which is interesting. And now, you know, it's kind of like, oh, well, shit, is Walt going to have to come in here? But then when he starts, you know, saying, it's like, oh, he sends his woman in here. And it's like, okay, you need to buy the shit out of this guy. Like, you know what, I'm kind of with Skyler now. It's like, all right, come on, you can do this on your own. Fuck Walt. Fuck this guy and his eyebrows, you know? So yeah. So that'll be interesting to see where that goes. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Again, and I don't mean this in like a bad way, this does feel like a transition episode where we've transitioned now from where we were with the situation with Gale and Victor, and now we are moving into something new. Don't know what that is, but we will find out in the rest of the season. So yeah. That is pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my Breaking Bad reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.